The first person I met in Swindon was Councillor Gary Perkins, who explained how the history of the town and the Great Western Railway are very much intertwined.
Well, Swindon was very much a country town. After all, that's where the word Swindon comes from, with swine on the hills, and meant there was pig farmers up there. So It was a case that when your forefathers as it were, came along actually with Daniel Gooch and decided Swindon, it just opened up a complete new era. There was fields at that time, very much so. And obviously the railways was very much the centre of Swindon for so long.
And when, given that there's going to be the electrification in a couple of years' time, I mean, London will be in, what, 45 minutes to London?
Tremendous, actually. It's 40 minutes there, because afterwards, within the golden hour, as it were, to central London. So it is very important as far as logistically where Swindon is. And Swindon is still growing on the back of that. The fact that it is halfway between, you've got Bristol one way, you've got London the other way, and Swindon sits in beautiful countryside right in the middle.
But do you think people now are aware of Brunel and
very,
the
very
importance?
Much. Yeah, it's important to the town. We've got statues in the town centre. It is Brunel made Swindon, right? And that's how important it is. So electrification is really the next step, as it were, there, to bring London that much closer. Because that's why Brunel dropped here, wasn't it? To bring London close to the West Countries. That's why Swindon has enjoyed a fairly good economic situation over the last 200 years.
Well, that's fantastic.
On that side there.
Well, it's just wonderful. I look forward to coming down here very soon on an electric train. Gary, thanks very much indeed.
Very welcome.
One Swindon business that grew alongside the railway is Deakin & Son, a family-run jeweller passed down through 6 generations. I asked Richard Deakin how winning a timing contract for the railway helped the business grow.
It all goes back to really 1847. George Deakin actually was an apprentice clock and watchmaker in Marlborough in Wiltshire. He decided he wanted his own business challenge. Obviously the railway had already arrived in Swindon, the Great Western Railway. He could see a business opportunity in Swindon. He chose to come to this site here in Wood Street, where we still trade from to this day, and that drove him forward in 1853 to actually bid for a timing contract from London Paddington to Swansea.
Because it's interesting because when the Great Western Railway, when it started, the timetables were this kind of weird set of things, wasn't it? So you'd have the same time in different places, and so you might leave Swindon at 12 and arrive at the next stop, Didcot, at 12.
Indeed.
And that's where the standardisation of time all came from, from the early timetables of the railways.
Absolutely, and certainly without the Great Western Railway and its huge development, the standardisation of time, it may not have happened for a lot longer period, and certainly in the 1840s, gradually everybody adopted the standardisation.
I hope that Deakin's continues and to benefit from the Great Western Railway. My next stop was the Glue Pot, a pub at the heart of Swindon's railway village. There I met local historian Martha Parry, who told me more about how the railway line shaped the history of the town.
When your ancestor came through here, it would have been 1833, and there would have been nothing around here but green fields.
Right.
And what grew out of the railway when it came through with its station, and then the decision to put by Gooch and Brunel to put the station, the works near the station here.
And then he went on, in fact, to design the railway village as well, which is, so not only was he content with doing the whole train and the line, the station, he was actually designing houses for the workers to live in, which is...
and he might not have anticipated that, because that was unusual at that time. The people who were working here had come from all around the country. They had to provide housing, and they did build housing. The railway didn't build it. They gave a contract to a building company to build the houses. But only recently, when this book was published in 2000, did we find out that actually the houses were designed by Brunel.
Yeah.
So the whole thing just grew in a reflection of the railway works.
It's clear that the Great Western Railway really did kickstart Swindon's growth, from the village Brunel knew to the thriving town that it is today. I then left Swindon to get the train to Didcot to learn more about the heritage of the name Great Western Railway.